Rough day in the markets today, down over 1.5% here on SPY. Currently have the daily chart up on the screen, and you can just see this drop off that we had last Friday, and then we had this big gap down today, landing on the 50-day moving average here on the daily, which could show signs of support. Depending on the overall global tensions and worries with the coronavirus, as well as the Middle Eastern tensions that we are seeing with the U.S. and the Middle East. Now, if we dive into some of the trading action from today here on SPY, you can see we were really hitting around this support level and actually broke through it right around here, around 324. We'll just call it the low 324s right in here, which you can see late last year. We took a couple attempts at it. You can see we hit it once. We actually had some momentum that popped through it, hit it a third time, and it wasn't until after that third time that we broke down and then saw a big swing through it that we broke and hold. So that is notable to see that we came down. We broke through that line and then just kind of started trading around it throughout the remainder of the day. I think what is really going to be important is if we see a candle break and hold above this 9-day moving average. I think that that'll really be important here on the 4-hour as a confirmation that yes, we've consolidated and we are going to start to try and make a run back up. And again, you can't just be mindful of the technicals here because you will get cooked. But the technicals do allow you to, make sense a little bit more of your trade. But you also really need to know what's going on globally. You don't have to know every single detail, but just kind of get an understanding, because that's a lot of risk that you'd be wanting to take on if you had no idea what was going on globally, and you saw this, bouncing off support here around the low 324 mark, bouncing on the 50-day moving average on the daily. You'd say, okay, yeah, I want to buy, but if things globally start to turn even worse than where they currently sit, you could quickly be caught off guard and lose a chunk of money. But with that being said, we are sitting right around the support. We could start to see some movement up. We did have a pretty weak close. If I move into today's trading here, you can kind of see we opened low. We rallied up right around this mark, around 324. Up to 325 was roughly the resistance. I want to say if we move back here, we can probably get a little bit better of a mark. It shows better on the futures actually, and we'll take a look at those. But we can kind of scooch that up right around there, around 324. I don't know if that'll really make much of a difference, but we'll go ahead and look at today's trading. And you can kind of just see that, we kept bouncing off that mark. We actually broke above it, and then we slowly sold off until it accelerated towards the end of the day. And then after hours trading, we've slowly been trading back up. And what was funny is I was looking at this PPO, and you could see this was just slowly getting pinched, and the price just kept deteriorating downward. These are things to look at to help you trading. And you can see basically every time we touch this this upper bar here, we would sell off, and we would sell off, and then sell off again. So that that was kind of a good indicator to your trades today if you were trading SPY or trading some sort of futures contract. But anyway, moving forward, we'll go ahead and look at the futures really quick and then call it a wrap. So looking here at /ES, it is more of the same, just a little bit more fluid here. So the level here on ES was right around 32.54. And if we look at that, we'll just look at it on the hourly. You can see a little bit more clear that we made a couple runs at it and then broke down at the end of the day right in here, and then we've kind of rebounded since, and we're starting to move back up. But again, breaking through that 32.54 mark will be really important. And then up here around 32.60, you can see we had some trading from late, I guess, late Sunday night before we had this little break off as we were moving into the start of the trading session today. So those are just some levels to look at. If we were to break down below, say 32.40, I think that would be a sign that we are going to continue moving lower. And then if we move it in to the 1 minute and kind of scoot it back, so we closed right in here around 32.38. Again, if we start making lower lows, that will be a sign that we are going to continue moving lower. So hopefully you guys maybe found this slightly insightful. I know it's just kind of rambling on, but that's just how I'm viewing the market. It looks as if we could be in some sort of consolidation period, maybe between 32.40 to 32.50, consolidating before gaining some momentum to pop, or we are slowly just going to break down further and further, again with that 4-hour, 9-day moving average right here. If it continues to push the price down lower and lower, we don't see a pop above, we could quickly be down here to 32.20, or even down here at the 3100 mark. So just potential levels to look at. Pay attention to what's going on in the world, as well as these technical setups to see if there's something that could have a good risk reward potential for you. So thank you guys for watching.